this is going to be a short story of why and what I'm doing. See this pond? Right now it is so full of vegetation, flowers, plants, water lilies. Actually, last year it was like this. It got overgrown, so I called someone in to have them come in and backhoe or bulldoze it out to clean out this vegetation and get it to where I could start over, basically, because there's too much stuff in here, and there was fish and you couldn't even see them anymore because so much. By the time summer was over last year, there was so much vegetation in here you couldn't see anything. So anyway, what I decided to do, rather than get the backhoe in here, which is going to cost me $3,000 to clean it out and line it with clay, is to get some ducks, because I know that the ducks will completely clean all the vegetation out of the pond. They will kill all those flowers. They will eat every new shoot that comes up. But I needed to get them early in the spring while the shoots were coming up, which I did. I got the ducks, and but now raising the ducks has become quite a challenge. I've had ducks before, a couple of times, but this video that is going to come up is going to basically be about the crane and the owl. I have other videos of the raccoons and everything that going after the ducks, but the reason is because I need to get this pond cleaned out, and I know the ducks can do that for me. And then the ducks will fly away, because they're mallards. They will fly away in the fall, hopefully, and because I don't want to have to overwinter them. And then I will start over in the spring of next year with plants again and fish. And I got a couple of turtles in here that I know now. But there'll be other videos of the ducks, of raising them from the time they were babies until they fly away. I'm doing that now. It is April 30th right now, but you will see a big, huge difference because the pond does not look like this now. This is the beginning of the summer, I guess, last year, and the other videos come up will actually be of the squirrel before it got this bad, before this was this much vegetation, and a crane and an owl, and of course a little bit of the ducks. But right now it's to explain the reason why I'm taking these videos and how to clean a pond. Basically, how to clean the vegetation out of your overgrown pond. The ducks will do it for you. Save you thousands of dollars. Just get some ducks, put them in there, they will clean it out. You will see as the weeks go on how well this works. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know. If it doesn't work, you'll see that too. Alright. My pond in the spring of 2016. The first video is of a squirrel and why that table is in the center and there's wire around it. It's because I put the table in because I wanted to feed the birds, so the squirrels would not get the food. It didn't work. The squirrels just learned how to jump in and get around that wire, but I left the table in. So then I left the table in and I put a fairy on top of that table for decoration. But you'll see the squirrels. I could not keep them out of the bird food, so kind of gave that up. But I put a fairy in. Now here's the fairy in the pond. And in this one you'll see a crane flies in. He proceeds to eat up all my goldfish within a week, within a week's time. And you'll also see an owl that comes in, and he's the guy I'm worried about. That's going to come back and get the ducks. But the crane's going to continue to eat all the goldfish in this pond he comes back. He's back again this year. You'll see him in a little bit. He comes back in while the ducks are in here. But the table and the fairy, that's the reason the table's in there. And the fairy and the table. See, the owl just jumped on the top of the fairy, and the ducks seem to want to sit at the bottom of that table, which they can't do anymore. And they shouldn't be doing. And the owl flies away. And I have other video of owls. These are real tough to do. Because I have to do a lot of cutting in the videos because the cranes are so slow in moving. So I cut a lot of the, the waiting out and just let him catch his fish. But this is in 2016. The last part of this, you'll see this year, 2017, where I've got the ducks in here swimming, and I had just fed them, and the crane comes down and they just have a fit. And the ducks are probably 6 weeks old at this point, and I'm still waiting for them to fly. They'll fly in another 2 weeks, I hope. Look at him. He ate everything. Those goldfish were good size. They weren't just feeder fish. They were good size goldfish in there. They had overwintered and managed to live. And this crane, I think that's the crane, managed to eat every single one of them. Well, I put another 3,000 feeder fish in here. I don't know if they'll overwinter this year because I have the ducks, and this crane's going to continue to come back to feed on them. And I don't know what to do about that other than just leave it the way it is. That crane will eventually, in another year or so, live out his lifespan, and as long as he doesn't tell his buddies, I'm good to go. And this is, he's about to fly away. And the next video will be of the pond as it is now, today, 2017, in April. With the vegetation gone, because that's the reason I got the ducks, to remove the vegetation. All that green stuff, all those flowers, the ducks are eating it all up. All the new shoots that are coming, they're eating everything up, which is exactly what I want them to do. See what? It's overgrown with vegetation. That's what it looked like last year. Now this is what it looks like now. It's poor sight. And that branch on top of that berry is to keep the owl from coming in at nighttime, so he's got less of a chance to dive down and get one of the ducks, which he already has done. He dove down, got a duck, and he dropped it. I might add that video to this. I think it will. Like I said, it's a pretty sorry looking pond right now. But once the ducks fly away, I will continue to put some more plants in, but it won't be overgrown. And the ducks get their freedom, and I get to watch the ducks for a year. I did this because I needed to have it backhoed out. It was going to cost me $3,000. Well, I decided no. I'll have the ducks clean up the vegetation, the overgrowth, and they will eat everything in this pond. He's getting ready to fly away, I think. Yes. I've added some video of the owl that's come down on the ducks, and it should be coming up here shortly. And the reason that we had to put the branch on top of the ferry. Here he comes in. You gotta watch real close. He grabs up a duck and then drops it up in the left-hand corner. Picks it up, he drops it. This is one of the nights. So then, we seen that, so I had my husband put a branch on top of that ferry. Because I figured
Okay, that's perfect.
he has to have a full wingspan to get in there, to get one. And they continue to sleep on top of that bench. He comes in again. And he'll mill around. The ducks were sleeping on top of there. If you look back, you'll see the ducks were sleeping on top of there. He'll fly away here shortly. And then the rest of the video is the sound that those owls make. You think those ducks would be aware of it.